So creative devices, these are ways to help you elevate your photographs. So I look for shadows. These are ways to kind of make your photographs more engaging. They'll kind of bring people in faster so that it would elevate your images to maybe feel like more special. So I always look for shadows. I look for beautiful light. That's the first thing I look for, is just beautiful light. A moment. A moment is like, if you can get a moment in a photograph, it's perfect. So a moment would be the exact, like when the steam was rising from those eggs, that's a moment. When someone's serving a slice of pie and like the person at the table is smiling or their eyes are closed. You know, I was at this this dinner a few weeks ago, and my friend made matzo ball soup, and it was the most, I mean, she like she makes the broth. It takes her 24 hours. She like stews this chicken. She clarifies the broth. It's like unbelievable. And the matzo ball soup is there, and there are 3 people in front of me. I was on the other side of the table, so 3 people in front of me, and like the 2 people were like sucking it down, and the other one was just like, she had this smile. It's on my Instagram. But that was the moment, you know, it just kind of, it was that good, you know, that everybody was like tilting their bowls and people were just happy. That's a moment. Details. So details are just like sometimes getting really tight on food or really tight on glazes or drips can be really beautiful and artistic and kind of unusual and communicate yum in a way that maybe an overall shot of the food doesn't. So just keep a detail in mind, right? And rule of thirds. I always tell people to, like, when you see a frame and you see like the subject, don't always center it. I mean, just try breaking the frame up into thirds, right? You guys all know that rule, but just think about it with your iPhone. So this is shadows. And it's also details, and it's also light. I mean, it's kind of, so the more of those creative devices that you can get in one photograph, the better your photograph is, okay? So composition, color, light. This is muted color, but it's kind of, I love that about it. This would be light and composition and color. So this was like this onion that we pulled from our garden, and I just put it in this doorway. Opened the door, and it was on a table, and I just photographed it, and I thought it felt painterly and beautiful. And you saw the wilted, the dried roots, and the completely dried top. It just, and it would also be detail. So this would be light, color, detail. I would say this is rule of thirds, and this is a moment. This is the moment after the meal, and those are some of my favorite photographs. You know, I think some of the best images I've ever made were the ones that, you know, happened well after the meal was over. So this would be rule of thirds, this would be color, and this would be moment. You know, just kind of always being curious and never stop looking.